Welcome, I'm Miss Aker, and I'm so excited you're here to learn with me today. Did you know that some people use firecrackers or fireworks for important celebrations and events? Like my family, we see the fireworks on 4th of July. Another holiday that people use fireworks is Lunar New Year or Chinese New Year. So for today's Brain Smart Start, I want to teach you a firework high five. Stand up with your hands by your sides. You're going to clap your hands together like this, shoot them up to the air, shh, and you're going to clap them together and say, ha, like a firework. Are you ready? Let's do it. Shh, ha. Let's do it 3 times in a row. Ready? Shh, ha. Ha! One more time. Shh. Ha! That was really fun. You should teach someone that firecracker high five. Let's get ready for reading. Welcome to Reading Corner. As you know, we're going to be reading a book about Chinese New Year. This book has a story about Ruby, and she's delivering a special letter to her grandmother. And these animals, well, they're going to help her out. So let's read. And as we're reading, I want you to notice all the color and the different decorations that are used to celebrate Chinese New Year. Ruby's Chinese New Year. Every year, Ruby's grandmother came to visit for Chinese New Year. Together, they celebrated eating special foods and making drawings for good luck. But this year, grandmother was unable to travel. She would miss spending the holiday with Ruby. And so Ruby made a decision. If grandmother could not come to Ruby, Ruby would go to grandmother. Ruby drew the most beautiful picture of her family seated around a table full of noodles, dumplings, fish, vegetables, and holiday sweets. A gift for grandmother. She folded the red paper, tucked it into a red envelope, and slipped it into her pocket. Then she set off. I'm noticing that red is an important color. Not far down the path, Ruby spied Cat and Rat. Hello, Cat and Rat. I'm taking a gift for Chinese New Year to grandmother. Would you like to come along? Yes, of course, said the cat. But how will we cross the meadow and the pond? Let's ask Ox, said Rat. She's so strong and dependable. And so Cat and Rat and Ruby continued on their way. Ox was walking along the path to the farmer's house. On her back, she carried packages of rice cakes and candies, sweet treats for the new year. Hello, Ox, called Rat and Cat. We are taking a gift for Chinese New Year to grandmother. Would you like to come along? I would be happy to, said Ox. Climb on my back. We will make the journey together. And so, Ox, Cat, and Rat and Ruby continued on their way. Before the group had taken 2 steps, Tiger and Rabbit bounded out of the bushes. That means they came out really fast and excited. Streamers were flying behind them. Hello, Tiger. Hello, Rabbit, said Ox. We are taking a gift for Chinese New Year to grandmother. Would you like to come along? Oh, yes, that sounds fun, said Tiger and Rabbit in unison. And so Cat took a seat on Tiger's powerful back and Rat perched between Rabbit's soft, friendly ears. Together, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Cat, and Rat, and don't forget Ruby, continued on their way. They soon passed Dragon and Snake, who were making paper lanterns. Hello, friends. Where are you off to? Asked Snake. We are taking a gift to grandmother, said Tiger. Would you like to come along? Of course I would. Snake loved grandmother and was happy to visit her. We will bring the lantern, said Snake. Will you come too, Dragon? Asked Rabbit. Of course, said Dragon, who was always ready for an adventure. So Dragon and Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Cat and Rat, and Ruby continued on their way. Wow, look at those lanterns. They're the color red. And they're taking all those animals to visit Grandmother. As they walked along, Ruby saw Horse and Goat grazing in the meadow. Hello, said Dragon and Snake. We are taking a gift to Grandmother. Would you like to come along? What do you think Horse is gonna say? Yes, that's right. Yes, said Horse and Goat together. First they gathered flowers from the meadow. Then Horse and Goat, Dragon and Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Cat and Rat, and Ruby continued on their way. After a short while, Horse and Goat, Dragon and Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Cat and Rat, and Ruby, that's a lot, reached the pond where Monkey and Rooster were catching fish for the holiday feast. And through the shrubs just on the other side, Ruby could see Grandmother's house. Yay! With a leap and a bound, Ruby dove into the pond. She would swim to Grandmother's. She was so close. But look what's happening. Oh no! They're all going in the water to try to help save the letter. Ruby's face, look, it doesn't have any words, so we read the picture. She's saying, oh no, my letter for Grandmother. We traveled all this way. When Ruby finally reached the other side of the pond, Monkey and Rooster, Horse and Goat, Dragon, Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox and Cat and Rat were waiting with her card for Grandmother. Oh no, cried Ruby, it's ruined. Everything is ruined. It's not ruined, crowed Rooster. We have fish, said Monkey, and flowers, said Horse and Goat. We have lanterns, said Dragon and Snake, and streamers, added Tiger and Rabbit. We have rice cakes and sweets, said Ox. And we have our family, said Cat and Rat, looking toward the house. As Monkey and Rooster, Horse and Goat, Dragon and Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Cat and Rat, and Ruby turned to look, Dog and Pig came racing out to greet them. They covered Ruby's face with kisses and tickled her until she shrieked with joy. The door opened and Grandmother appeared. Ruby, what a wonderful surprise, said Grandmother. I brought you a gift for Chinese New Year, said Ruby, but it's wet and ruined. Don't worry, said Grandmother, it will dry, and seeing you and your friends today is the best gift of all. Together, let's say all the animals one more time. Dog and Pig, Monkey and Rooster, Horse and Goat, Dragon and Snake, Tiger and Rabbit, Ox, Rat, Ruby, and Grandmother laid out their table. Everyone was ready to celebrate Chinese New Year, except for Cat, who had fallen fast asleep. Wow, look at that table. And look at those decorations, all that yummy food to celebrate Chinese New Year. Wow. I'm so glad they went to visit Grandmother. And this is all about the Chinese zodiac and all the animals that are part of that. And I noticed that the color red was very important. And also, I really like those lanterns they made. I thought we could make a lantern that you can hang up in your house to celebrate this very important day. Let me show you how to make it. To make your lantern, you'll need some red paper. If you don't have red paper, you can just use white paper and you can color it red. And you can make lots in different colors if you want to. And you need a hole punch, scissors, some string or pipe cleaner, and tape, or even a stapler or glue will work too. So the kind of lantern we're making looks like this, and I'm gonna show you how to fold it and cut it. And then you can get your grown-up to help you make it into the lantern shape. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna start by folding. Okay, so take your paper, we're gonna fold it the long ways. Sometimes people say we're folding it like a hot dog. That makes me giggle. So we're folding it the long ways, and you can see the fold is right here. Now, you can ask your grown-up to help you with this part. You could draw some lines on here, and then you can practice cutting them, or you can just cut. It's very important though, you're not gonna cut all the way to the edge. You're gonna stop so that it doesn't fall apart. So let me show you. So you're just gonna kind of cut up and stop. Do you see how I stopped before I got to the edge there? So it stays together. Do some more. This is a pretty simple craft, and it makes really pretty lanterns. The perfect decoration for Lunar New Year. Okay, so now if you open it, you'll see it looks like this. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take these ends now, and you're gonna wrap it around so it becomes a round shape. And this is where you might need a little bit of help. So we're gonna match those up, and I'm gonna take some tape now, and I'm gonna tape this end. And now I'm gonna tape the other end. It might help if you have an extra set of hands to hold it, and one person can tape it. Okay, and wow, my lantern's almost done. Now, to make it a hanging lantern, I'm gonna put some, hole punches here so I can put a string at the top. Okay, and I happen to have this string, but on this one, I used a pipe cleaner, which worked just as well. So really, whatever you have around to make it hang up will work perfectly. Let's see if I can get this cut. Okay, and then I'm gonna put one string through there. I'm gonna tie it. And then we'll do the same on the other side. And if you want, you could even, before you cut your paper, you could decorate it. You could add some gold or yellow on it to make it a little bit fancier. There's so many different things you can do to make these lanterns special. And there we go, we made a paper lantern. I hope you like learning about the Chinese zodiac animals in our story about Ruby. And I also hope you will hang up your paper lanterns and celebrate the Lunar New Year. And to end, I want to say to you, Happy New Year in Mandarin. 新年快乐. Bye, and I'll see you next time.
Kindergarten is great at Kansas City Public Schools.
I know they have really good teachers. I know this is a great school.
They teach them stuff that I thought my kids would never be able to know at the age of 5.
Since deciding to send our kiddos to a neighborhood school, we've become even more of a part of our community.
Now is the time to enroll your future kindergartner for the new school year. Visit enrollkc.org today.
Good morning, friends, and welcome back. I'm Mrs. Gordon, and I am so glad you are here with me today to learn new things. Today, we're going to measure other objects, not in length, not in weight, but in height. Do you know that height means how tall something is? Have you ever measured yourself before? Did you know that you grow each and every day? So let's get our materials. If you had Legos or blocks, pencils, crayons, anything that you can measure how tall something is, grab those materials and let's get started. I have some various objects. We're going to measure how tall they are. That's usually what height is. But first, let me show you this ruler. Rulers can be short like this. There's even really tall rulers. We call those yardsticks. But rulers have different measurements on them, inches and centimeters. Sometimes we can measure things in centimeters, meaning a little smaller, and then inches measures a little wider. Usually our height is measured in inches. Like me, I am 5 feet, that's really tall, and then 5 inches. But if I was compared to someone else, I'm pretty short. So let's measure some things together. First, I have a set of paints. We're going to see how tall this paint set is. I have math cubes. Let's see how many math cubes it takes to see how tall it is. When I put these two together, it looks like I need a couple more cubes. Now let's count and see how tall this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This paint set is tall, 12 cubes tall. Does that seem big to you? It seems really tall to me. 12 cubes tall. Let's measure some more things together. I have a spoon. Can you help me see how tall this spoon is? I'm gonna measure it out first. Remember, you have to measure out how tall it can be. The spoon, let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The spoon is 7 cubes tall. This one is actually a little shorter than the paint set. 7 cubes tall. Let's see how tall our paintbrush is. When I grab my cubes and compare it, ooh, it looks like I need a few more. I'm going to take one off. This one looks a little taller. Ooh, it looks like I need one more. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The paintbrush is 10 cubes tall. That's taller than what I thought it would be. 10 cubes tall. I have a clothing pin. This one looks shorter than the objects I've been doing. Let's see how tall this is. I think I need less cubes. One more. Let's count and see how many cubes tall this clothespin is. 1, 2, 3, 4. The clothing pin is only 4 cubes tall. 4 cubes tall. I have an eraser for a chalkboard. Can we see how tall this may be? It looks like I can take some of my cubes off. Perfect. Let's count and see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The eraser is 7 cubes tall. I have a pencil. This pencil looks kind of tall. Our paint set so far has been the tallest. Let's see how tall our pencil is. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our pencil is also 10 cubes tall, just like our paintbrush. Do you remember when our paintbrush was 10 cubes tall? That means that is the same height. Let's compare them. We have our paintbrush, 10 cubes tall, and our pencil, 10 cubes tall. They are the same height. I have a music mallet. It's usually used for bells. Let's see how tall this is. Oh, it looks like we can keep going. Oop, I'm going to take this top one off. Remember, you have to measure the exact height. Let's count together. I'm going to put one more. It looks really tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This mallet is 13 cubes tall. Did you have a really tall item to compare? This is a really tall item. Let's do one more. I have a mixer for baking. It's called a spatula. Let's see how tall it is. It looks like I got the correct number. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The spatula is 10 cubes tall. What was your tallest item that you had today? Mine's looked like it was the music mallet. The shortest one was the clothing pins. Did you measure all of your height? How tall are you? Go grab your nearest adults to see how tall you are, how much you have grown, and even grab more items to see how tall they are. Remember, today you measured height, meaning how tall or short something is. Until next time, I wish you well.
Welcome to Hartman Elementary School. My name is Dr. Jessie Kirksey, and I'm principal of this fine school. We are dedicated to providing our boys and girls an education of the finest quality. We nurture and we care. We have 3 focuses here at Hartman School: attendance, achievement, and attitude. We are child-centered. We ask our community and our parents every year to join hands with us to help us provide an education of the finest quality for our junior citizens, and they are doing this. Welcome to Hartman School, and we know that you will enjoy this virtual tour. Our mission at John T. Hartman Elementary School is to create a safe and nurturing environment where all children can become lifelong learners. Our responsibility is to lead, encourage, and provide the opportunity for all students to reach their full potential and be productive in our diverse and global society. We begin our educational journey with our preschool program. This is where we begin to cut the apron strings as our young scholars learn how to listen, work, and play together with teachers and classmates. Our preschool environment sets the tone for learning daily routines, a peek at this big, wide, wonderful world in which we live, and begins to build the foundation for future learning opportunities. It is a full-day program. Our kindergarten program continues to lay the foundation for reading, writing, exploring, and problem solving. We believe to be successful in any space, scholars must have strong reading, writing, and math skills. Our kindergarten scholars learn over 100 sight words throughout the year. Our teachers incorporate strategies to develop student literacy. We also partner with organizations such as Lead to Read and Literacy KC. These organizations, along with their volunteers, help promote fun and engaging learning environments. Our vision at John T. Hartman Elementary School is to create a collaborative learning community that is caring, nurturing, respectful, and safe, while passionately developing academic and social excellence for all. Our collaborative community will fight passionately and gracefully to prepare lifelong learners to compete in society. Hartman offers digital devices for all of our scholars. Scholars feel a sense of control over their education while developing a 21st century skill set. We offer iSpark, our STEM, along with art, music, physical education, and library. Students have access to interactive tools to open a world of science, technology, and math using hands-on curriculum. We offer a variety of activities and clubs to inspire and motivate our primary and intermediate scholars. Our Hartman Gems, our girls, and gents, our young men, are special groups of scholars who have exhibited leadership, respect for others, and a sense of purpose. We also have our newspaper club, our drama club, Girl Scouts, and Boy Scouts, offer free before and after school care in partnership with Link. We believe that our parents are the first and best teachers of their youngsters. We ask our parents to join hands with us as we provide an education of the finest quality for the best scholars in the nation. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions or if you would like a personal tour, please call us at 816-418-1750. We would like for you to become a part of our Hartman family.
Hey Kansas City, how about some amazing pumpkin pie? What do you think of that? Hey Kansas City, it's Chef Tom at the Cardinal Cafe in beautiful downtown Kansas City. Guess what? It's getting on toward Thanksgiving, so I was thinking maybe we should go ahead and make a pumpkin pie. You can see there are not a lot of ingredients to pumpkin pie. I mean, we've got some eggs, some heavy cream, some sugar, butter, nutmeg, cinnamon, some vanilla, and some pumpkin pack. Now here's an interesting thing. You can make this into a sweet potato pie just as easily by getting rid of the pumpkin and putting in sweet potatoes. You know, just as you would cook the pumpkin, you'd cook the sweet potatoes. Cook them down, get yourself a couple cups of mashed up sweet potatoes, boom. Get rid of the pumpkin, you got sweet potato pie. Okay? We're gonna start out today with getting our eggs into our bowl. When we're cracking eggs, what's the first thing we do? We check them. We never go directly into our mixing bowl with our eggs, just in case we get a shell in there or a bad egg, okay? We always have to make sure they look good. Of course, this guy, number one's looking good. Get number 2 in there. Oh yeah, perfect. Just like downtown. Okay, but you always want to take a little look around and make sure that there's no shell, that you've got a perfect egg. We're gonna go right in there, okay? Now, once our eggs are in there, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get some butter in. Okay, our butter is nice and soft because we need to have this butter soft when we start. Have a look at that. Just really nice soft butter. Yeah, we left it sit out for most of the day today. Now, at this point, I like to go ahead and add my pumpkin in now because I've got some nice stuff in there that I can work on some consistency with. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this pumpkin in here. We're just gonna start to give this a nice little mix up, okay? And break down these yolks. Now, quite honestly, some people do this in the mixer. It doesn't bother me to do it by hand. A lot of my students, when we're making biscuits or cake mix or pancakes, they want to know why we don't use the mixer. Well, the fact of the matter is I find it very easy to overmix things with the mixer. And when I'm doing it just by hand, just seem to get a better end result. Here comes our heavy cream in. Now, once we start to incorporate this, we're actually going to switch over to our whisk. Okay? But we're going to get all this heavy cream started so we don't have too sloshy of a product once we get that whip going, okay? Yeah, we're starting to get a nice color here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna scrape off our spatula with our whip. Some call it a whisk. Whisk, whip, doesn't really matter. Now, we're gonna start getting this guy going a little. You can see that there's little tiny chunks of butter in there. I'm all right with that. Now, we're gonna go ahead with our cinnamon and our nutmeg. And this nutmeg, we went ahead and we ground actually from the nut of the nutmeg. We've got just a little half teaspoon of each. That's just fine. Now, while those give off a really nice holiday smell, you can really smell that nutmeg and that cinnamon in there. We're gonna go ahead now and we're gonna add our vanilla and our sugar. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you, me personally, I can make a pie crust pretty quick. You know, pie crust is pretty easy. It's a little flour, a little butter, a little cold water, okay, a little sugar. But guess what? Today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a Pillsbury ready to go pie crust. I'm going to reach back and grab one of our spatulas because we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this in the pie crust. We're just going to take our time. You can see that we still got a little bit of butter floating around in there, which is just fine. Because as we bake, that butter is going to break down. Now, before this guy goes in the oven, we're just going to drop him down a couple of times, not real hard. We just want to work out a little bit of air from this pie mix. So I'll tell you what, we're going to get this baby in the oven, but guess what? When we come back, we've got a real treat. We're going to make some homemade whipped cream. We'll be right back.
I chose manual because it's challenging and fun, and it can help me with college.
I chose manual because I wanted to get a jump start in my career with culinary arts.
I chose manual to acquire skills I'd use in real life.
I chose manual because I want to be an ER doctor, and being an EMT is my first step.
Kickstart your future today at Manual Career and Technical Center. Manual is open for all 11th and 12th grade students in both Kansas and Missouri. Learn more today at enrollkc.org/manual or call 816-418-5200.
Hey Kansas City, I don't know about you, but when I'm having pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, the one thing I really love on my pumpkin pie is some whipped cream. And we're gonna make some whipped cream right now. And one of the first things you wanna make sure you do is to make sure that your bowl is nice and icy cold that you're making your whipped cream with. We're gonna get this guy on here, okay? And this is the whip attachment that we're gonna use, okay? And get him in there. Now, our bowl is locked in tight. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna raise our mixer. We're gonna put in our cream. Yeah, very nice, bright white whipping cream. Always gonna need heavy whipping cream. And just like your bowl, you're gonna want it icy cold. Now, we're just gonna let it start moving around that bowl, okay? This process is gonna take us 6-7 minutes, somewhere in there. But from what we're doing right now, we're just moving this whipped cream around. We're trying to incorporate some air. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure that you've had whipped cream out of the tub, out of the can, stuff like that. This whipped cream, you will never believe the difference. And it's so easy. It is so easy. So right now our whipped cream's just moving around. We're going to increase our speed a little to incorporate a little more air. We've got our powdered sugar right here. Once our whipped cream starts to tighten up a little, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some of that powdered sugar. And the fact of the matter is that we're going to be tasting this 2-3 times to make sure that we're hitting our flavor profile and our sweetness for this whipped cream. Okay, some people like whipped cream very, very sweet. I'm okay with it not quite as sweet. So it's very funny whenever I make it, people are like, could you put in a little more sugar? So that's the whipped cream we're going to attempt tonight, is a little sweeter whipped cream. As this is mixing, we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab our vanilla. And really, I like to put in about a teaspoon Now, if you come up with that camera, you can see that we are starting to thicken up a little. And we're just gonna watch it and let it go. And that's just it. You can't be in a hurry for this. If you're in a hurry, you're gonna whip it on too high a speed. And do you know what happens when you whip whipped cream too much? You get butter. You may as well throw some salt in there and put it on buns. But for this, we're not gonna get that far. We're gonna have amazing whipped cream that goes on our pie. And right now, it's getting pretty nice. You can start to see some ridges in there. And so, you know, in the next minute or so, we're gonna be there. So it's almost time to start adding some sugar. And we're gonna stop this guy for 1 minute. And we're just gonna show you on a spoon that it's starting to get thicker, okay? So we're gonna go ahead for just another minute or so before we start to add our powdered sugar. And this is kind of like watching paint dry. You know, you just can't be in a hurry, you gotta take your time. And right now is when I wanna start adding some sugar to this because it's looking good. I'm just gonna take my spatula and get a couple drops of sugar in there. We're gonna start with about 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And this is powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar. This is not just cane sugar. I don't know if I mentioned that to start or not, but this is powdered sugar. Now, our whipped cream is coming together so nice. We've got less than a minute, but this is gonna be our opportunity to stop our mixer and get in there and take a little taste. Wow, look at that, that looks nice. Okay, I love it right where it's at, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put in a little more sugar because I know that there are some people that like it just a little sweeter than I do. So we'll go in with another 1/2 cup. And the thing is, if you come over and look, this whipped cream, we're gonna whip it for about 20 more seconds. And we're gonna shut her down. That's it. We're gonna go ahead and lower it on our post. And we're gonna pop it off of here. I just want you to have a look at how nice that is. I mean, that's absolutely beautiful whipped cream. I'll tell you what, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our whipped cream in the cooler just to make sure that our peaks stay nice and stiff. And we're gonna get that pie out of the oven. And guess what? We're gonna cut up some pumpkin pie. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
I chose manual because it's challenging and fun and it can help me with college.
I chose manual because I wanted to get a jump start in my career with culinary arts.
I chose manual to acquire skills I'd use in real life.
I chose manual because I want to be an ER doctor and be an EMT is my first step.
Kickstart your future today at Manual Career and Technical Center. Manual is open for all 11th and 12th grade students in both Kansas and Missouri. Learn more today at enrollkc.org/manual or call 816-418-5200.
All right, Kansas City, so I've got to come true with you. This pie looks amazing, but I did not just pull this pie out of the oven because actually pumpkin pie is going to take about 55 to 60 minutes to bake. And while it's baking, this beautiful pumpkin filling is going to come up almost like a souffle. It's going to come up about this high above your pie crust. And then when it cools down, it's going to go ahead and level out. Okay, so this has been in the refrigerator for a couple of hours because there's no way that you can serve pumpkin pie right out of the oven. You have to let it rest, you have to let it cool. Okay, so that's exactly what we've done with this. And the fact of the matter is we're going to go ahead and we're going to dish this up in just a minute or two. But here's the thing. Earlier I was talking about sweet potato pie versus pumpkin pie. Myself, I find either one of them amazing. I love sweet potato pie. And I actually, growing up in Wisconsin, had never ever heard of sweet potato pie until I moved to Missouri, to Kansas City. And when I worked on the private rail cars, I worked with a guy named Bob Wheeler. And the first time he made sweet potato pie, I was hooked. And this guy makes the best sweet potato pie I've ever had. And he did. He taught me the secrets to it. And that's why I make my pie interchangeable. Because my pumpkin pie is really his sweet potato pie recipe with pumpkin. Okay? I have to give credit where credit's due. I cannot lie to you, Kansas City. So, let's give this baby a cut and see what it looks like. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous here because it's always something special to do this right on live TV after you make the pie. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is some gorgeous pumpkin pie. I am so happy right now. I tell you what, the only thing that's gonna make this pumpkin pie any better is a big old slather of whipped cream. So let me run over and grab that whipped cream. I'll be right back. Oh, am I happy. So remember, just a few minutes ago, we went ahead and we whipped up this cream. We put in about 1.25 cups of powdered sugar to 1 quart of heavy cream and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now, look at that. That whipped cream is so nice and thick. And I don't know about you, but my Uncle John always said that all pie was something to hold his whipped cream. And he would put a lot on there. I tell you what, Kansas City, this is by far one of my favorite pies to make. Super easy, super delicious. My wife loves it, so I make a lot of it. Hey, Kansas City. You know, I always get a little nostalgic at the holidays. You know, as you get a little older, you remember the past and how much fun you had. For us, it was my grandmother's house. You know, she had 8 kids and all 8 of them would show up with their families at the house, and the house would be loud. And there'd be the adult table that was all set up gorgeous. There'd be the kids' tables. And the fact of the matter is that there would be turkey and dressing and green bean casserole and dinner rolls and always 2 and 3 different kinds of pie. And the fact of the matter is that this holiday season, no matter what's happening, make some time for your family. You know, mend some bridges that are burned, do what you need to do, but don't let your family go without letting them how you feel this holiday season. Because I'm going to tell you what, this pie specifically reminds me of when I was a kid watching my mom make pie. And, you know, you get into this tradition, and especially for our family's very French, and pumpkin pie was not necessarily something French. We did a lot of traditional meat pies and things like that, and this is something my mother brought to the table. So, I'm just saying, I hope you have a great holiday season, and realistically, I'm going to tell you what, for me, it's time for me to make sure that this pie is suitable for everybody in my family, because I love pie. And guess what? I love whipped cream too. So let's give this a try. Make sure it's good, as if there's any question in the world. Now, tell you what, look at that. When you can stab your fork into pumpkin pie and it stays on the fork, it's right. Oh man. Kansas City, Best pumpkin pie ever. Go enjoy your holiday. Happy Thanksgiving.
We're happy to have you visit our family here at Northeast Middle School. My name is Principal Schriever, and I am the principal here at Northeast Middle School. We serve students in the 7th and 8th grade in the historic Northeast neighborhood in Kansas City.
Welcome to Northeast Middle, the home of the mighty Titans.
Welcome to Northeast Middle. Transitioning to middle school is exciting, but it can also be scary. But that's what we're here for. I teach students success skills, a class where students get in touch with their emotions and learn how to stay on task in their courses.
Hello, my name is Mirna Naya. I am the parent liaison at Northeast Middle School. I communicate with parents, legal guardians regarding school information, events, school advisory committee, and more. I love interacting with students' families every day.
Hello and welcome. My name is Christine Dismay, and I teach geography and economics here at Northeast Middle School. We have a safe and nurturing environment in our classrooms. Your student will enjoy learning here.
Hi, I'm Laura Culp. I'm an 8th grade math teacher. Welcome to 8th grade. We offer advanced courses in all core subjects. Learning here is fun and rigorous because we care about our students and their academic experience. Northeast Middle School students are successful and prepared for high school.
AVID, which stands for Advancement via Individual Determination, is a college and career readiness program. Students develop the skills they need to be successful in college starting in middle school. Most students continue their AVID course throughout high school with the same group of peers.
Hi, I'm Mr. Fleming, and I teach PE and health at Northeast Middle School, and we have a wide range of electives including choir, band, orchestra, visual arts, creative writing, and much more.
Hello, my name is Kenneth Moore, and I teach 7th, 8th grade choir. Our goal is to ensure our students get the very best academic opportunities. Our students maintain a well-rounded experience.
Northeast Middle School is truly a diverse environment. We have scholars from all over the world, and we have as many as 30 languages spoken in our building at any given time. To celebrate the diversity in our building, we host an international festival so our scholars can get a true taste of the world.
Hi, I'm Ben Jonte. I'm the art teacher at Northeast Middle School. Project Lead the Way, one of our electives, provides our students with hands-on, real-world learning. This will give them experience in growing industries like computer science, design, and robotics.
Hello,
I'm Ms. Shepherd, and I'm the athletic director here at Northeast Middle School. Here at Northeast Middle School, we offer a variety of sports for boys and girls, including basketball, track and field, soccer, wrestling, swimming, cross country, flag football, cheerleading, and volleyball.
Thank you for taking the time to visit with us today here at Northeast Middle School. To learn more about our campus or to request a personal tour, please call 816-418-3400. We look forward to sharing with you more of the exciting things occurring at Northeast Middle School.
Herald Holiday Montessori fosters a lifelong love of learning for students in pre-K through 6th grade. Holiday is the only free Montessori school in the KC metro area recognized by the Association of Montessori International. At Holiday, children have the freedom to choose their work throughout the day, helping them to become responsible, independent, and self-motivated learners. Find out more or enroll your student at enrollkc.org/holiday.